And now it's time for your real estate video update with your local Toledo realtor, Jon Modene.
Hi there, it's Jon Modene at RE/MAX Masters. Thanks for letting me spend a little time with you on your digital device. iPad, iPhone, desktop, I have no idea. Semaphore, smoke signal device, I have no idea. There's so many new phones and Androids out there you just don't know. But I'm on it yours today, and I'll try and make your time worthwhile. I've got a new free special report that we will email you or let you download. It's called the Multi-Offer Dilemma. We're seeing something we haven't seen in the Northwest Ohio real estate market in about 7 or 8 years, which is multiple offers if you're a buyer, and it's very upsetting. It's a dilemma. You're not going to like it. It will bother you because if you think about it, there's going to be some stepped on toes. There's going to be some hurt feelings every time there's a multi-offer on a great house. So some thoughts here. First of all, get ready to be disappointed. You're going to get disappointed. You're not going to win every house. If you win, that's great, but a lot of people are disappointed. And listen, it hasn't been this way in 7 years. There are lots of houses that will not get any offers. Who cares about those? There are houses that get 1 or 2 offers, ridiculous offers. You don't want that house. You want the house that everybody else wants and that's super, super hot. It's got the best location, the best price, conditions, terms. It's fantastic, and that's why you want to write an offer on it. But you got to be ready to get disappointed. Then read my report, and you'll figure out how to win the next house. One of these tactics is so super top secret, I don't even put it on here. You got to meet with me or my team, and we'll tell you how to do it. Number one, don't get in a bidding war in the first place. If you don't get in a bidding war, you won't be in a multi-offer situation. You won't be disappointed. Get ready to pounce. There are things we can do during the inspection period to get your family, your friends, to get answers on certain pertinent questions. We can do that after we have an accepted offer and have control of the house. We don't have control of the house if I'm your buyer's agent until we have a signed, accepted offer back in our position. So number one, don't wait. Don't get in a bidding war. Number two, don't make it personal. Don't make it personal. If there's 5 offers in a house, as I said, 4 people are going to be upset. But here's a little secret. 20 or 30% of the accepted offers are never going to close. So sometimes people get mad and they call the seller, the seller's agent, and they say, "You dirty, rotten crook, you know, you didn't treat our offer fair." Don't do that. Send them flowers instead, because there's a 20 or 30% chance, and by the way, those are pretty good odds, that winning buyer is not going to be the winning owner, and they might circle right around to you and you'll get the house. This happens all the time. Number 3, make it personal, but make it personally presentable. What I'm telling you here is tell a little story with your offer. Maybe you write a little letter. Hey, my wife and I love your house. Our kids want to play in the backyard, and we're going to walk to the park, and we'll take care of it with the respect you and your family did for 20 years while you lived there. Tell them a little story. That, you know, it works. Trust me, it works. Number 4, have an agent that communicates. So many times I get offers from agents. They'll just email it. They'll never call me. They'll text me, and this is from me as a selling agent, or as a listing agent, not a selling agent, and I'll never hear anything. A week later, they'll call us. They'll say, "Well, you know, we'd like to know what's going on with our offer." And I'm like, "Well, didn't you want to call? Didn't you want to sell it? Didn't you want to tell me a little bit about your buyer? Get me a pre-approval. Give me the disclosures." There's lots of things you can do. So get an agent that communicates. If you have an agent that doesn't communicate on your behalf, you're behind the 8 ball as you start in this process. And there are lots of hot houses with multiple offers right now. Number 5, know your numbers. Know your numbers. Know what the house is going to sell for. Sometimes the final sales price doesn't matter. If it's not a distressed property, not a bank-owned property, it has to be appraised. And we have to have enough to pay off the seller's mortgage. And after that, it still has to be appraised. And that appraisal value has got to be in sync with what you're willing to pay. Or guess what? If it's an FHA deal, that thing is logged in a computer, and every appraiser in Ohio sees it, and it's never going to appraise for 6 months at that or higher than that price. So there's some little secrets you can use there. Know what the value is, know what the numbers are, square footage numbers, and the most recent comparables in that neighborhood. And the bidding war might not even be a bidding war. The price might be capped by the appraised value. Practice clean. Number 6, practice clean offer writing. Do not throw the sun, the moon, the stars in your offer. Don't do that. Make it neat and clean and simple. We can fix things later once we get control, once we have the accepted offer. Number 7, very important. The closing cost dilemma. I want you to think about this. In our Toledo market, 70 to 75% of the finance loans in the Toledo market are FHA. It's probably 80 or 85%, but the last I heard was 70, 75. Most FHA buyers are going to ask for closing costs back, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, even 4% back. And here's the problem. Some sellers see that. They've had the house 20 or 30 years. No one ever paid their closing costs. And who are you to ask for closing costs? That's not fair. I'm not even happy with the price I'm getting. I'm not going to pay your closing costs. That's their visceral reaction. It doesn't make sense because if you think about it, the bottom line is what makes sense for any seller. But if you're going to add all kinds of closing costs in on an FHA mortgage, you are going to be at a disadvantage with many, many sellers. You got to think about that. There's ways to do it. You could maybe borrow money from someone. You could get a gift from a parent, pay them back later. There's lots of ways to do it. To get the house of your dreams, it's worth at least thinking about those other things, and we can help you with that. Number 8, offer more. Where'd that idea come from? Offer more for the house. Just offer more. Listen, if you're going to buy a substandard house, it's going to need a kitchen, a roof that has a deficient lot. You're not going to be able to fix those things without a huge cash infusion. Why not pay a little more for the house of your dreams, and you don't have those problems? Just something to think about. Get the house, win the listing. I have one more top secret idea. It's not. You got to work with us, and we'll give you that one. I pretty much guarantee you we'll get to the house of your dreams, and no matter how many offers there are on it. I sold over 300 houses last year. I led the entire market. We're leading the market again this year. We give better service, better results, and better intelligence and information and consultation to our clients. Let me know if I can help you today. Thanks for looking.